Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode on ThaSMP. Today I'm gonna do some basic terrain work around my base. I'm gonna blend my pathway to the main road. As you can see, there's quite a difference between the main road and my pathway road. I'm gonna start off by building out the main road toward my base. A few more blocks and then the road is done. I think it looks so much better now that there's a gradient from the main road towards my pathway. I did some end rating over at twitch.tv/nushi to get myself some wings. Here are some clips from the end rating. Let's take that and that and this. Woo! Ooh, good stuff. Curse of binding, curse of vanishing. Yes, please. That's perfect. I went to a few extra cities to collect some backup wings. And of course I couldn't leave the other loot behind, even though this one was very disappointing. This one is much better. In the first episode I already hinted toward a mecha base, and in this episode the building begins. Let me show you what I have done so far. Well, first off I started with making a road. This road is 9 wide, with in the middle a line of frog lights, so that lighting up won't be an issue. And then the buildings. I started making some of the buildings. I'm gonna try to make all of them have a touch of color, so that it's gonna be a very colorful city. On the right side you can also see a parking lot. It's a small parking lot, and I'm planning to place a few cars down, both on the parking lot and on the road itself. At the moment the buildings don't have a back yet and aren't completely finished. I think it's time to do so, especially for the red and white building, since I want to build my storage in there. And it's very important to have a good storage system when building a big mecha base. Let's map out the smaller building first, so it gives a better idea of the scale and where all the blocks need to go. This looks good so far. However, I think the joint wall should be a straight wall. Let's start mapping out the rest. I think we should just go with like a straight line of white here, and then have this be a straight line of terracotta. And then from here on I could mix in the red again. This looks good. I made a time lapse, however the file got corrupted, so you're now gonna see this instead. Let's place down the last blocks and have a look. I think it looks okay. Time for the smaller building. I started again with just building out the walls up to the height they need to be. This time luckily my replay did not get corrupted, so you can see what I did. For the roof, I decided to go with smooth stone slabs because I really like how the roof is a little bit lower than the walls. I like the effect it gives. And now, of course, I'm building out the second layer of the building. It's like the same, however, now I'm using light grey terracotta instead of magenta terracotta, both still mixed in with magenta concrete. Okay, let's have a look at the build so far. So I did add like a vent thing with the rails and the blocks, as well as some lights because like the slabs are spawn proof, but the blocks around it are not, and like now they are. Then like off to the side, I placed down a few chains to like mix up the design a bit. You cannot really see it from too far away, but I still think it's cool. And then on the other side, I made a thingy. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it looks kind of cool, so it's gonna stay. And then off to the side, I put down a few glow lighting. I am not liking how it looks, but I mean, it needs to be light up. So it's gonna stay unless I can come up with something else. But for now, it's gonna stay. And then onto the bottom floor, I put in some magenta glass for the windows. I think I really like how they fit in with the magenta stripes. Of course you can now see through the building, which is gonna change when I make the interior. But I think it looks good for now. I think there's one more thing we have to do before I can officially say that the start of the city has begun. I think this little patch of grass should be terraformed. I like making trees, especially the first one in the new build. Some flowers as finishing touch. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye bye for now. Bye.